good speaker? And I replied them that you join Toastmasters, because you can't read the book of how to be a good speaker. You have to do it. Like what Nike said, just do it, right? So right now we just proceed with our first, I think I will introduce the role play. How about let me first call upon the language evaluator. Can we have the language evaluator, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruziana. The word of the day today is sagacious. It originated in 17th century from the French word sagax. It means wise, shrewd, or a person having good judgment. Some of the antonyms of the word can be stupid or a fool. An example of usage can be they were sagacious enough to avoid confrontation. As a grammarian, and also note down the incorrect grammar and also good usages of English. Back to the TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster and Vika. All right, we have sagacious as our word of the day today. So we hopefully all of us will remember to use it so that we have another vocabulary to our keep, yeah, to our book, whatever it is. All right, so we have not next to explain the role of counter. So who do we have here? Counter, please. And we have, let me check, where is my, seem to lose it.
Kathy's not here.
No, Kathy is not here yet. So why not we straight away go to our timer today. Can we have our timer today, which is Lee. All right. Toastmasters Lee.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. My role as the timer is to keep track of time, particularly the speakers, evaluators, and the reports as well at the end. And I will I will give my report at the end of the meeting. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lee. All right, so right now we have our general evaluator this evening is none other than our originator, which is Somesh. Okay, Somesh, coming all the way from Dublin here. So I'll hand it over to you, DTM Somesh.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Rosie. As a general evaluator, my role would be to analyze how the meeting went from the beginning to the end, and also call on the other role players of the evening or the day or morning or night, who are the grammarian. We don't have the counter. So yes, so over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, DTM Somesh. So right now I will go straight away because we have a long night tonight. We go straight away to our first speaker today. Our first speaker today will be Fatima. And Fatima will be giving her Discover Pathway Series 1 under Effective Coaching Level 5. And let me call upon her evaluator, which is Arthur. DTM Arthur, would you like to read the speech objective and the time for a speech, please? Do we have Arthur? Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Fatima is doing her second project, which is High Performance Leadership Second Speech. And the purpose of this project is for the member to apply her leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. The purpose of the second speech is basically for the member to share some aspect of our experience completing the project. So those are the objectives. Speech length will be 5 to 7 minutes. You'll be expected to complete the speech in 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster of the day.
Luciana, we can't hear you. You are muted. Shall I?
right.
Okay.
All right. Our speaker tonight is Fatima. As you know, she is very energetic and now doing her on the way to become to do a doctorate. Congratulations. I'm also still searching for my topics. Congratulations for that. And congratulations on reaching to your level 5. And we are very lucky to have you because you have done a great deal with all those videos and all those posters for us. So a lot of things has come along that way. Thank you so much. And now I give it to you for your speech tonight. Over to you, Fatima.
Let me share my screen before I begin my speech. Good day, fellow Toastmasters. My speech will be to share with you my learning experiences of an event that I designed and implemented, Discover Pathway Series 1. It was supposed to be a series of events, but tonight I'm going to present only one event. This event was organized by District 102, but under Program Quality Director. And as Pathways Chair, it was my responsibility to implement the project. Now, as Arthur has explained, I had to form a committee, guidance committee. And as you can see on the screen, these are my 3 committee members. Dr. Som, he's a medical doctor who is also a lecturer in a university in Malaysia. And you can see at the bottom, Srinivas, he is the PQD in our district. And then Rashmi, who recently did a very big event in our district, the Virtual Summit. Some of you may have attended. The purpose, the goal of our Discover Pathway Series 1 was for the members to be engaged in pathways. And it is our understanding, our realization that there are 2 groups, one who are very interested to follow the pathways educational path, but there are others who are still in the legacy program who are a bit resistant. So we are trying to actually create awareness to get them more engaged in our program. Now, this event was planned for a period of 6 months, even though it can be one event, but the planning process took 6 months. And we had the event on 19th of September for 2 hours. It was a sharing kind of informational session by distinguished Toastmaster Julie Doll. He's an Australian. She has been a Toastmaster for 5 years, but her knowledge And what she had collected over the years is amazing. And we could share those resources with our team. And this event was live streamed on Facebook. This is her. And here, the format of the event was that we had 2 hours, and then we had 60 minutes for the presentation of the speaker, and then 60 minutes for Q&A. It was a time when we had the virtual summit. Every day we had public relations releasing media information on virtual summit. Hence, my event was overshadowed, and this had an implication of how many registered. But with much effort, I was able to get 124 registered and 64 attended the event. Now, as you can see on the screen, some of the participants who attended the event. And you can see myself in blue at the top, always looking down because I was coordinating the whole event. Now, this is the time I would like to share my learning with you as per the objective of this project. After the implementation of the project, I had to get the 360 form filled by the team members. And when you do a district level of event, you're not only coordinating with a group of role players like here we do in the meeting, you're coordinating with the participants over 50 or number of people who continuously ask for information. You're also coordinating with the district director, the public relations director, and all the district level officers, which is a huge thing to do. And my learning is that when you do a district event, you need to get more experienced people and fast learners to help with you. And you should have instructions written in written form so that all the members are on same level, on same page. And another thing is that we had dry run, we had practice session, but what we missed was the bonding exercise before the event that would lead to the last day of the event when you could have that bonding between the members that would help any event. And another learning for me was that in all the events or any exercise that you plan, there will always be challenges. You cannot avoid challenges in life. But if you make your team aware that there will be challenges, then that's one thing. Like this event, my team was prepared for all the challenges that happened, and we could overcome them. And lastly, my other learning was that I was coordinating, holding, multitasking, but if you have an assistant, somebody to help you, then it will be easier. Like now, today we are going to have election, and we have quite committed number of team of people who will be elected, but they cannot do it alone. As a group, the whole group of members, we should support the ExCo members, then only this club will be successful. That's my learning, and I hope we can work together. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Ping.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatima. All right. Right, so without further ado, let's continue with our second speaker this evening, just next to Fatima, would give his speech in level on the pathway, level 1 pathway presentation mastery, researching and presenting. All right, can his speech evaluator Toastmaster Sabaria all the way from Johor please explain the objective of his speech project and also the time allocated for the speech. Over to you, Sabaria.
Sure. Thank you very much, Toastmasters of the evening. Ruziana, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Right, okay. Right, okay. The purpose of this speech today of John is the project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Back to you, Toastmasters of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sabaria. All right. Okay. Jean Khalid, EC4SR4, Uncovering a Dream. Over to you.
Thank you. I'm going to share my screen. Where's the thing?
All right.
Okay, hope you can see that. So, have you ever in your life, at some time have you been in a meeting or you've met somebody and you're talking and they've asked you a question and you can't think of the answer? It's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't get it out. Yeah? And you walk away, half an hour later, it comes into your head. As you get older, it gets worse. But this phenomena was looked into by a couple of psychologists called Robert and Elizabeth Dorr in 1994. And they come up with a theory and a concept of desirable difficulty. When I say desirable difficulty, you think of memory as two functions related to learning. Input, when you actually learn those knowledge and skills, and you put it into your storage vault or your brain or in your memory. The secondary memory function is output. That's when you're going to try and get it out. And that reflects the ability to retrieve that knowledge from our brain. Desirable difficulty is a concept that goes that you encode that learning task into your brain and then you retrieve it. They come up with a theory that if you made things difficult for you to encode it, you would remember it a lot easier and you would retrieve it a lot easier. So the harder it is to learn, the more you will actually learn. And it makes it easier for you to recall at a later date. So to make your learning more flexible and durable, spend more time on the retrieving than the inputting. So you got there retrieving learning, inputting learning. Retrieving learning is when there are tests, there's quiz, there's teach back, and there's crafting. If you're inputting, reading, hearing, and watching, that all the time doesn't stay in your memory when you're trying to bring it out. Now, they started it, but a lot of other psychologists carried on with it. That was only coined by Robert and Elizabeth Borg in 1984. That's in MIT or RMIT. A couple of psychologists from different areas came up with a typeface, Sans Forgetica. When I first read this, I thought, yeah, you're pulling me leg here. Sans Forgetica. You're pulling me leg, right? But it works. It helps because you can actually download it. It's free. You can find it. You type it into your Google. You can actually get it and put it down onto into your fonts and use it. And I've used it. And it's hard and difficult to read it. This has been going on for a little while. So the research that's been done has been done, as I say, desirable difficulties comes from Bjork, 1994. Oppenheimer, another psychologist, was done a lot earlier before that, and it's called low perceptual fluency, referred to as disfluency. And it acts as the desirable difficulty. But Oppenheimer came up with certain ways to actually remember as you were going through it. So he came up with a lot more. They came up with it. This is not the one. Unfortunately, I had the typeface on here, but it seems to have not come through, unfortunately. So I will just carry on as I'm going. I will bring it to an end now. So back to you, Hero of the Day, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, John Khalid. Right, so I've got a feeling that this desirable difficulty is almost synonym with our word of the day today, which is sagacious. Sagacious. Yeah, so it's like having or showing keen of mental discernment. And that relates so much about the thing that I read recently under this technique. They call it Feynman technique. Anybody heard of that technique before? Feynman technique. This is also part of like, you call it desirable difficulty, whereby we try to recall or retrieve whatever information that we get by trying to teach it back to other people. And this is also a synonym with what we are doing now in Toastmasters, like you're teaching somebody, then you will master that subject, which is really good and a great topic there. All right, so I think we continue with our meeting today. Maybe I think I give to Kathy to explain your role as a art counter, please.
My role as the art counter is to listen in and be aware and report back on filler words such as so, and those things, so that we're aware of those things when we're speaking. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Kathy. Right now, I'll hand over to the timer to give some report of the timer report, please.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. The first speaker was 7 minutes and 12 seconds. That was Fatima. Second speaker, John Khalid, 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Lee. All right, so I think I'll give this session to our general evaluator to continue with the rest of the role players. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. So the first speech was given by Fatima, and the evaluator of the speech was Arthur. So I would like to welcome Arthur to give his evaluation of Fatima's speech. Thank you very much, Arthur. Please unmute yourself. Thanks.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. And thank you very much, Toastmasters, for listening to a very great speech by none other than Fatima. Fatima, I liked your speech. It did resonate with me because I'm struggling with project planning myself. And I think your speech resonated very, very well with what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. I'm going to evaluate your speech in 3 ways. First, I'm going to talk about what I liked about your speech, then what I learned from your speech, and lastly, what I think can make your speech move from great to greater. First, what I liked about your speech. Fatima, you were full of energy when you spoke. Your eye contact was really on point. Your eyes were straight, glued at the screen, and one could feel that you're speaking with us. Your gestures as well. They were really interesting because at every point you spoke with your hands to show that you were very confident of what you are delivering to us. I liked the speech and I could really relate because of the gestures that you gave us. What I learned from your speech, I learned that organization is really key for any project to succeed. I also learned you have to plan ahead. Make sure if you're coordinating, there has to be someone who is assisting you so you can coordinate very well and be able to move with the project. What I think is going to make your speech move from great to greater in your future engagement. Number 1, your speech needed to be organized, your presentation rather, I think needed to be organized in the same way as a speech. So we needed to see some introduction and then the body. At the end, because this was a presentation, at least a summary of key takeaways. So we saw the introduction, we saw the body, but we did not see, I did not see you telling us the summary at the end. I think this is going to be very important when you speak in future. My last recommendation would be on your slides. Make sure that you don't exceed 4 bullets on the slide, on one slide. This is very important when you have more white space on your slide because it does not look cluttered, and that helps with retention for the reader. In summary, thank you very much for delivering a very wonderful speech. You were full of energy, full of eye contact. We could relate with the gestures that we were giving to the speech. And I also liked the fact that the presentation was full of what we could take home and implement in our daily project planning. And lastly, you may want to improve, especially on the slides and making sure the structure of your speech or your presentation does emulate a speech. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, speech evaluator Mr. Arthur. The second speech of today was John Khalid's speech, and the evaluator is Sabaria. So I would like to welcome Sabaria to give evaluation to John's speech.
Thank you. Thank you. General Evaluator, can you hear me? I would like to test my audio. Can everybody hear me now?
Yes, we can. Thanks.
Thank you. John Khalid, research and presentation. I definitely believe that John has covered the purpose of this project, which is to learn, review, and present to us a well-organized and well-researched speech on his topic, which is learning. I mean, I heard that retention and learning, which is like dear things that we all want to know. John started with a very intriguing question and statement about learning, which is a topic that all of us are interested in. John explained to us about his research that he found out from 1994, which is a very well researched project, and explained to us what learning and how learning and retention of knowledge can be achieved, which is fantastic, which John has shown to us that he has done his research intensively. Fantastic, John. I like that. I would like to also touch on presentation. John's presentation is very powerful because your voice and your hand gesture, the moment that you say about learning and how it is done and how it's retained, we could hear that commitment and that power that says and explain the word and the gestures and his hand gestures. I would like to suggest a few improvements in John's presentation. I find that looking at slides in a very fast way, one after another, and then coming back to it again is quite distracting for me. I would suggest that John stay on one slide and explain to us that slide and go on to the next one. And if you missed one slide, you could just stay on that one slide and forget about coming back again and again, because I saw that coming in about 3 or 4 times. I would rather like stay on one slide and explain that particular slide. All in all, John is a great speaker. He explained well, and I believe John has always been a great speaker, and I look forward to many more of his great speeches. Thank you very much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, speech evaluator Sabaria. Now we can go to the grammarian of the evening and get a report from her. Thank you very much, Amrita.
Thank you, DTM Somesh. Toastmaster Ruziana has used the word of the day, sagacious, and she has used it thrice. Some of the good usages I found were designed and implemented, legacy, bonding sessions, uncovering a dream, desirable difficulty, encode the learning task and retrieve it, low perceptual fluency, resonated, emulate. I felt that in 3 ways can be 3 parts, and very wonderful could be wonderful. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, language evaluator Amrita, for the succinct report, which was really sagacious as well. The next, I would like to invite the R counter of the evening, Kathy, to give us a report on how we did. Thank you very much, Kathy.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Today, Sabaria, we had one little in the whole speech. So you did really good. Arthur, you were completely clean. John, you had one little so. Fatima, you like to glue a lot of your sentences together with the word and. That seemed to be the word that, maybe that, I know it's hard. You did an amazing speech, but just that one word seems to be like your little crutch today. But other than that, everybody did a great job. Just be aware of that one and word. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Next, I would like to invite our timer of today's meeting to please give us the timing for the speech evaluations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. The first project evaluator, Arthur, was 3 minutes 45 seconds. Second evaluator, Sabaria, was 2 minutes 43 seconds. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Timer Lee, for your help. So coming back to my role in terms of evaluating the meeting from the beginning, and also evaluating the role players and the evaluators, speech evaluators. We started on time, probably a couple of minutes late, which is okay. We are across different time zones from morning to morning today to morning another day. Going from, for example, Ruben, Rock, Kathy, morning today to Lee, this morning tomorrow. So it's a huge range actually. And even after being such separated in terms of the time and distance, I think we are still a good close-knit group of people, which is really great. That's how we should be. It's like the global village coming true with the Zoom meetings. So this is really great. The Toastmaster of the day started on a good note. We did not have the table topics today because we want to end this meeting soon so that we can start the executive committee confirmation today. Next, I would, in terms of the roles, so we did not have the topics today. Then in terms of the speech evaluations, Arthur's way of evaluating was very good. The way he introduced in the beginning in terms of how he is going to evaluate, it gave a structure to the whole evaluation. That's a great way of evaluating. And in terms of the recommendations as well, which is really good. And the sandwich evaluation, as they say, commend, recommend, commend. So start with a positive. We have some feedbacks for improvement, and then we end with a positive. So both the evaluators applied the technique, which was really great. So thank you very much for that. And both the recommendations were very good as well in terms of taking the speech to the next level for both the speakers. So that's really great. Coming to the other roles, we had the grammarian role by Anvita, which was fantastic, as usual, and Kathy also excellent, and Lee as timer, fantastic as well. So everything was perfect, I think. And I would like to congratulate everyone here who are here, playing the role, doing the speeches, and as the guest as well. I think we have Yvonne here as guest. So you're very welcome, Yvonne, to our meeting. If you would like to say something,
Hi.
maybe.
Hi,
please,
hi everyone.
Please do introduce yourself. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm from the Taipei. I'm also a Toastmaster in here, in the Joy Club here in Taipei. Today is my first time to join your meeting. How come I seems got later to join the meeting? So may I know your regular meeting for from getting what time?
So it's this time every Saturday from 2 p.m. GMT to 3 p.m. GMT.
2 p.m. GMT. Okay. So
Yes,
next
1
time
hour.
I could make earlier to log in and getting to join your meeting. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah.
It's great to have you, Yvonne. Thank you very much for your introduction.
Thank you. Okay. Every Saturday, right? Every Saturday, your regular meeting in every Saturday, right?
Every Saturday, yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Thank you. Next
Yes.
time. Next Saturday, I would like to join again. Thank you so much.
Please do.
Everyone.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
With that, I would like to hand over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rosiana.
Thank you, General Evaluator, DTM Stormage. All right, I think that's the end of our meeting today, because we have another session after this, which is the appointment of our committee members. So I guess we straight away, I think we finished all is there anything that I didn't cover?
I think we are done. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very
Back to
much, Toastmaster.
I think I'll give it back to you to steer the rest of whatever we're going to discuss today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we are, how many people here? 16 people here today. And Yvonne is a guest. Very welcome, Yvonne. We were planning to do the, as I mentioned, we have the club number now, the prospective club number. So the next step would be to have the committee and then decide on how we want to go ahead with the payments as well. So these are the two major steps that we need to take now. So we have 20 members in the committed group as well. And my current assumption is that all 20 are still interested to be committed. We just need to double check on that actually, because sometimes situations change for different people. A lot of circumstances might change. So hopefully everyone is still committed of the 20 people. So in terms of the elections, as you all know, we have 7 roles in the Toastmasters organization. In any club, we have 7 roles. So there is a role of president, there is vice president education, vice president membership, vice president public relation. So that's 4. And then we have treasurer, we have secretary, and we have sergeant at arms. So that's 3 more, so 7. So overall 7 roles we have. And in our group, we were discussing about who are the nominees for each of the roles. So we had, let me have a look into, okay, let's, I might just put this in a document, and I'll just share the document, or probably a presentation maybe. Just a moment, just give me 1 minute, please. Just. Are you seeing the screen? Okay, so these were the nominations, and actually, Rocky, are you there here, Rocky?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So you're still interested in the president role, is it?
If you want it, you develop the group so you can have it.
No, it's not like having it. You know, if you're still interested, then what I would do is probably I would kind of let you take it actually.
I'm willing to do it, but I don't want to step in your way because you started this group and did everything so far.
No, actually, if you want to take it, please take it. So if everyone is okay, then we can make Rocky as the president. Is everyone okay with that? Any objections? No objections from anyone? Yeah. Okay. So we unanimously elect Rocky as the president. Huge round of applause. Thank you very much, Rocky, for volunteering. So
Yeah, no
then
problem.
the next was basically Lee said that Lee, you said that Anvita can take it, isn't it? Okay. So Anvita, is any objections for Anvita being the VP Education from anyone? No objections? Okay. So let's give a huge round of applause for Anvita as a VP Education of Personal Growth Leaders Club. Next, we have Ruben and Arthur. So how do we want to do this? Are you both still interested, Ruben, Arthur?
Yes, I am.
Ruben is interested. Arthur?
Yes.
You're interested, Arthur. Okay. Okay.
But
So
I was going to say, hasn't Arthur signed up for treasurer as well?
yes, we did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just
So
as
which-
a thought,
which is your
maybe.
preference, Arthur? Are you able to hear us, Arthur?
Sorry, I lost my signal.
No
I
problem.
didn't hear what you said. May you please?
Yeah.
Pardon?
So which is your preference for the role, VP membership or treasurer?
Okay, I'll take treasurer. I'll leave Ruben
Yeah.
on VPM.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
better.
Okay. Thank you very much, Arthur. Thank you. So, so then Ruben is the VP membership. Any objections from anyone?
Nope, nope. Good, good.
That's great. Congratulations, Ruben. You are our VP membership. Next, we have Sabaria in the list. Is there anyone
Application.
else going for VPPR role from here?
Public relation.
No one else? So we elect Sabaria as the VPPR.
Okay.
Congratulations,
Take
Sabaria.
it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have the secretary role, and we have Kathy, Mahima, and Satya. And Kathy, you are in the SAA role as well. So which one is your preference?
Probably SAA, just because we have so many people already on here for secretary. So
Okay. Okay, so you are, okay, so, right. So it's okay then, I would take you as it, of secretary. Then we have Mahima and Satya here. Has Mahima joined this meeting? I don't see.
No, Mahima has not joined the meeting.
Yes. What do we do in that case? Should we have, because Mahima is not there, should we elect Satya as the secretary, or should we have?
I would say yes.
So who
I'd say if
said that,
Satya is
yes?
I
here.
say yes. I say yes,
he
Mahima.
specifically
Okay.
expressed interest on that yesterday.
So if everyone is in agreement, then we elect Satya. Is that okay?
Yes.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Anvita is okay? Anvita, you must have had a word with Mahima, right?
Yeah, she is
Anvita?
not there, Satya sir. You can have this role.
No issue?
No issue. I'll speak to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know Mahima, so I thought, let me check with you. How is it like?
Yeah, no issue.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
That's
you.
great. Thank you very much, Satyaji, for taking the secretary role.
Thank you.
And treasurer, we already have Arthur. Is there anyone else interested in doing treasurer role? No, I don't see anyone else. Okay, thank you very much, Arthur. You are elected as our treasurer of Personal Growth Leaders Club. Thank you very much. Next, we have SAA roles, Kathy and Ruziana. Kathy said she's interested. Ruziana, are you interested in SAA role still?
Kathy, you can have it.
Okay. Okay.
Kathy is quite suitable to be as SAA.
I was actually asking, I'm not even sure what the SAA does on a Zoom, Zoom meeting.
Yes, so it's basically, as John had mentioned in our chats, it's ensuring that all the Zoom, Zoom is like our meeting room, actually, the virtual meeting room. So just like in the real meeting, SAA would help us with the arrangement of the meeting room. So in this virtual meeting, the SAA would help with welcoming the guests as in a real meeting. And
get in here earlier.
It's like virtual SAA, yes.
Okay,
okay, so thank you.
More like the Zoom master.
Yes, exactly. As John said, yes, it would be like a Zoom master, yes.
Okay.
So, right. So thank you, Ruziana, and congratulations, Kathy. You are our SAA.
Hey, Kathy, how close are you to meeting the goals to be able to be in the group to get your second deal done?
I still have 2 speeches, but I have one that I'm supposed to be presenting this week, and I've already set up a time for this meeting later in December. So I'm hoping I will get it done. It's just a matter of my issue I'm having. This club meets every week, but my other 2 clubs I'm in are very sporadic. Because of the holidays, my regular club, my primary club is got, they're not meeting. So I will get it done. It's just a matter of knocking those out. So I have the body language one and the mentoring one, which in my club, they keep promising they're going to actually assign all of us. And so I don't even have a mentor. So that should be interesting doing the mentoring one without having a mentor. Although submission, I've already talked about that, but
yeah, you should be done by the end of the month then, by end of December.
That is my goal, to get it done by the end of December. So
nice. Yeah, this is another thing as well. My opinion is that we as a club have decided, and Kathy actually has been really enthusiastic member of this club. So we should have a little bit of flexibility in terms of, because this level 2 rule is a rule that we have made for ourselves. And we should have flexibility within our club to be a little bit flexible. If someone is really enthusiastic, then we can be a little bit flexible.
Yeah, it's nice to make sure that everybody gets it done though as well.
Yeah, the thing is, like with this club, all the speaking slots, almost every speaking slot is already filled to the end of December.
You can do your speech in any club. You've got thousands of clubs.
Yeah, and that's one of the advantages of being in a club, especially like this one, is that if I need a speaking spot, and now with Zoom, you could jump in. But like my regular club, because due to the holidays, where our dates are falling, they don't have many. In the second club that I'm in, only meets twice a month. So it's like, I gotta get the speech done and then have a slot that I have to. So I went ahead and signed up for a speech slot in this club on the 19th. I don't have the speech ready yet, but I have a spot to be able to do that speech. So, and then we'll celebrate when I get there.
Exactly.
Right. So this is really great. So huge round of applause to all our office bearers. And one most important thing is, as we don't have Fatima and John here, is it, in the meeting?
Oh,
okay.
No,
I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, as Fatima had said in her speech, that I think it's one. It's not that the main thing is everyone works as one team. It's not that the club members are different from executive committee. We are all one. I think this is very important. I think to understand that. Like, there is, it's just to give some kind of leadership to the club. But everyone is a leader. Like our tagline is personal growth leaders. So we are all leaders actually. Even if we have the title or we don't have the title, we are still leaders. I think
it's more for Toastmaster
International
to put somebody in the spot.
Sorry, Rock?
So it's more for Toastmaster International to put somebody in the spot. That way they got a list of who our officers are at the international. But it doesn't really matter in the club, we'd still do our thing.
Exactly. Yes. It's to give a sense of direction to the whole club, and everyone is equally important, I think, in providing the direction. The title is helpful in giving a direction, but everyone is equally important in terms of their inputs that needs to go in. So I would like to, that's very important. I think that we, generally what happens is when these committees are formed, there could be some ego clashes and things like that. And we should not allow that to happen. I think as a club, we should not allow the ego clashes to happen. We should all kind of be, as one unit. I think it's very important to be one unit. So yeah, it's great. Yes, Kathy, you wanted to say something?
Well, I had a question, just because this will always be a Zoom club. How does officer training, how do our regions and stuff like that work with a Zoom meeting? Because I know that in my other club, we have our officers training and things like that, because those are important for our club goals. How does that work with a Zoom meeting? How do we work as far as districts and regions and stuff?
Yes, good question, Kathy. This officer training is not mandatory for the online clubs. It's not mandatory, but if we want to do, we can do it. That's one thing. The other thing is, initially, all these online clubs were undistricted. So they are not part of any district.
But they can be districted now.
But now because, that's why I said initially. Yes. So now, because of the COVID situation, they have changed that rule, and an online club can actually become part of a district as well.
The disadvantage of not being districted is you cannot take part in the contest unless, because we are part of the British storytellers, and they cannot take part in the contest because they are not restricted as an online club. So they can't even attend any online officer training. Of course, if the other districts are nice, then they allow you to attend. Otherwise, they don't have any boundaries or what they call borders to attend trainings, which is unfortunate. So I think that's something we have to seriously think whether we're going to be districted or undistricted.
Yes.
One of the things, sorry, everyone.
Yeah, go ahead, please, Lee. Yes.
Even if you attend CLT or COT, whatever it's called in your district, the club officer training, always make sure you submit for this club as well. This is what I found was this year I did my club officer training in another district, but I made sure that all my training attendance was recorded to my Australian district as well. So the rule is that you can attend training anywhere in the world, but you just have to make sure it's recorded in the district that your club is. So what I would suggest to, because I did this for another online club, I attended the club officer training, but then I told my president to record it for the online club as well.
So are you saying, Lee, that once you attend a training, which is a part of a district,
yes,
you can actually claim it for an online club as well?
Yes, I did that. Yeah.
Okay. My understanding was online clubs don't have the club officer training.
Yes, they don't. But they don't. But it's just for our DCP. It's nice to have 10 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just for
absolutely.
the DCP. It's just nice to have that 10 out of 10.
But was it restricted or unrestricted club? Because it's not required as DCP.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
it's not, but it just looks nice on the dashboard. That's all. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's all part of the strategy.
Right. So we are 2 past 3, and it has been really efficient. Thank you very much for your cooperation. We went through this quickly. Now the next thing is in terms of the payment part. I have actually created one Gmail address for a group. So it's called personalgrowthti@gmail.com. I'm just putting it in here. So that's the email address. So possibly maybe it might be our treasurer who should probably come up with the ideas in terms of whether PayPal would be a good mechanism. Use this Gmail address, create a PayPal account, but then we just need to let's discuss on that maybe, if that's okay. Let's take
one thing that
probably 10 minutes.
One thing we should get as well when we do actually charter is the club website. And then we can list all the members and their information as to how to contact them and all that on the website.
Absolutely. Yes. My kind of thinking was the next, I'm just talking about the next logical steps. So the immediate next logical step now is how do we get the fees and where do we put it, and how, giving to the Toastmasters International is okay. But in terms of actually getting it from members across the world, and how do we arrange that? It looks like PayPal seems to be a good option, but let's discuss maybe. What are your thoughts, please?
That might be something to check with Western International on too, to see how you do that to the initial charter. I know once that everything's done, all the officers can take the payments and go on there and pay it. But until the club's actually chartered, I'm not sure how the method is to get that done.
It's up to us actually, as a team. It's up to us to decide what's the best way. So Toastmasters generally doesn't interfere in those things.
So I just want to kind of point out there, if we're going to do this, whether it's PayPal or, I do know club officers can take payments through the website. That is something where we need to figure. I'm personally just going to say I am not comfortable with giving out my any kind of credit card information, just giving it out to someone else to put it into Toastmasters, unless I'm actually watching them do it. It's just, working in cybersecurity, it's just not that secure. So I like the of a PayPal or we need to figure out something where we're a little bit more in control of our payment information than giving it out to, and it's nothing against Arthur. It's just, it is a personal, it's a personal decision I've made in a lot of different ways. So I think maybe need to figure out a way to, with Toastmasters, to kind of figure this out. I do like the concept of PayPal. Something that's secure, that we have a little more control over what we're putting in there.
Yes.
But I'm just kind of a suspicious person anyway, so there's nothing nothing personal on anybody else. This online world, we just have to be very careful.
Yeah, you're just being careful. It's not that you're suspicious or anything. Which is
we have a problem. Our problem is because our credit cards come from the Maldives, all right? Our personal credit cards, and they are not allowing us to use our credit cards anywhere, just to take cash out the bank. They won't allow us to use the credit cards anymore. Because of COVID, remember they rely on tourism. They haven't got any tourists. They're running out of money. So they're trying to stop the money coming out of the Maldives. So all us, like Fatima's Maldivian, they're not allowing us to have the money. We have a hell of a job. I have to bring it over from the UK now, whereas before, because we got property in the Maldives. To believe it.
Okay, liebe Freunde. Zurück zu der Präsi.
I'm a member of Worldwide Leaders.
Eine wunderschöne Sache, die entstanden ist bei den Cologne Advanced Toastmasters. Wir hatten jetzt leider Pech, dass wir zurück auf 8 Mitglieder gerutscht sind. Jetzt, Gott sei Dank, sind wir wieder gewachsen auf 11. Und wir haben uns überlegt.
Right. That's
it looks like something was
Yeah, it's a.
She forgot to mute herself.
So Bob did this in California and one in UK. How we pay the fees is through PayPal. It's easy in that way because they charge $100 for the class, and we I paid through the card before, but like now it can be tricky. So maybe probably for us it will be paying through UK bank at the moment.
But does it matter? The location, does it matter actually when we are using PayPal?
I mean, they're doing a
I
conversion.
think what we need to look, remember Alphonse said he had a problem to pay through PayPal. Maybe look at each member, what would be the best way. PayPal, I think, is more internationally, probably half of the members, they would be able to pay through PayPal. But there could be members who may have challenges in paying that, then maybe we can look at another mechanism to pay. Maybe we can get help from the members. We pay them and get them, to pay to who the treasurer or whoever. If you have a PayPal account, maybe we can do that.
There can be one approach for most people and then some special approach to special people. But I don't think we have to set that today. The treasurer can think about things and then make suggestions in the group, in the committed group, not in the open group, and then we can proceed from there.
Yes, but we just need to kind of have a deadline by when we are going to decide. That's very important. Maybe just think about it. What deadline do we want? By probably next meeting or something, is it? That'd be a good deadline. Everyone think about what would be the best way, and then we execute on that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Once we understand that part, I think that's the most important part now at the moment for our next step, the next logical step in terms of how we can get the dues from each member so that the treasurer can then submit it to Toastmasters International.
So Mesh, because we've got the number, have we got a web page on TI?
Not yet.
It's a prospective club number. It doesn't give that. I think it will provide us with everything only when we do a final confirmation. This is just an initial confirmation.
Yeah. So we at the moment we've got nothing on the web on TI.
Yes.
There's nothing in TI. We've just got a number.
Just a number. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Because we've paid through TI at on our MIM Toastmasters Club. You can pay through there. Members pay through there because all these members' forms have got to be filled in. With the personal growth, everything like that's got to be done. You've got a Chartered Club Office of Information that's got to be done, where you've got name, email, and member number of the president, the vice president, the secretary, sergeant at arms. I mean, I've got the booklet here, the chart of the chartering. So there's everything that's got to go through.
Yes.
As well as doing it through PayPal. So there's still quite a bit to do. Yes.
We need. Every member, every charter member will need to give their details.
Yeah.
Like in terms of, as you said, John. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's an important. I think the money part is also equally important. Because only then the club is actually formed. Once the money reaches Toastmasters International.
Yeah.
Money and information as well. Information of every member.
May I suggest something? Sorry, because this is what I did when I charted my clubs. Was I have a spreadsheet that I send with the paperwork. So what we do is, as the club, we keep the individual charter membership forms, but we just have a spreadsheet with all the required details, and that's what we submit to TI.
spreadsheet.
Okay, and they're okay to take it that way, is it?
Yes, yes. I've
Very
charted
good.
a lot of clubs that way. Yeah.
Very good. That's great. It simplifies the whole thing, I think. Then yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So we just need to have
simplifies
those
it.
fields.
That's
We
right.
need to
Because
have those
there is-
fields in the spreadsheet, is it?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I have those fields, so I can share the spreadsheet with you because that's what I
Yeah.
use. Yeah.
If you don't mind, Lee, maybe because you already know, maybe you can create that spreadsheet and you can send us that, and then we all can fill the details.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Make a decision by next Saturday about we're going through PayPal or not, or some other way.
Yes, let's think about it. This is the challenge, isn't it? People across the world and everyone using their own currency.
Lee, how did, when you chartered a club, how did they pay? Through PayPal?
No, what we did was, well, because it was a physical club, a lot of times either the corporate paid for it on the corporate credit card, or we got an invoice from TI and we pay on the invoice. Because it's chartered clubs, we have the option where individual members give their credit cards, but that is a lot of work. So what we've done in the past was either A, get an invoice from TI and then pay the invoice through a bank transfer, and that costs an additional US $10. Or we pay on one credit card and then that goes through.
Yeah.
Great idea.
So yeah, and then of course the paperwork and etc. But the other thing that we need to think of is in the future, that is in the future when we renew, is how we want to renew. But when we first charter, either we get the invoice from TI and we just pay on the invoice, or we use a card and pay for it. One of the things we have to watch out for is if we do get an invoice from TI, it has to be very specific in terms of the duration, because it takes them a long time to reissue another invoice, if you know what I mean. So we have to be careful and specific in terms of what month to what month that's covered, and then times the 45 or whatever US dollars, so the specific amount. And then when we do the transfer, always make sure to add the additional US $10 to it. If not, you'll come back again. And when it comes back again, then we have to go through the whole process. So it takes time to fix it.
I mean, all the clubs, they charge for, for 1 year annually. So that's easier in that way. So it's like, here at this club, they go by 6 months. But again, Lee says,
Toastmasters goes by 6 months, so why should clubs go by a year?